Hi, we're Beth and Brian, an American couple that retired a little early and bought an abandoned farm in southeast Sicily. We hope you'll join us as we get to know our neighbors, explore the old farmhouse, and explore this absolutely beautiful island. I'm Unini. Happy Sunday, everyone. Hope you had a great week. Finally, the weather has turned here in Sicily, which is so nice. As you know, we've had some really crappy weather, but not anymore. The next 2 weeks, it looks absolutely perfect, and I'm really happy about that. So this past week, was very busy. On Monday, I just kind of got tired of being stuck in the house. So when I went grocery shopping in Rosolini, I decided I was going to do a geocache, and I made a different type of a little video here, and I hope you enjoy it. So I went to Rosolini to find a geocache. I know, very cool, very adventurous. The thing is, I hadn't done one in years, and I thought, you know what, I need to go on a little adventure. Unfortunately, the geocache wasn't there. I found the spot, I know where it's supposed to be, but somebody got to it first, or more likely, given where I am, somebody's grandmother threw it away because it looked suspicious. This is Sicily, people notice everything. Rosolini is not on any tourist itinerary. It's not in the guidebooks. Nobody's posting Rosolini sunset reels on Instagram. It sits between Noto, which is gorgeous and knows it, and Marica, which has UNESCO status and fantastic chocolate. And Rosolini is just beer. Being Rosolini, not trying to impress anyone. This is the main church, San Giuseppe, sitting on the central piazza. It was designed in 1840 by a Syracusan architect named Pompeo Piccarelli. Inside, they've got a relic, the actual jawbone of San Luigi Gonzaga, the town's patron saint, which arrived in 2004. So it's not even an ancient acquisition. Somebody had to get that. Somebody had to make a phone call and say, hey, can we have that jawbone? I respect the hustle. Now, I should be honest with you, Rosolini is not a pretty town. I mean, look at it. It's rough around the edges, the paint's peeling, shutters are crooked. There's a general atmosphere of things having been better at some point. And that's not me being cruel, that's just what happens to a place when the young people leave and the money follows them out the door. Because that's the real story here. Sicily's been hemorrhaging people since Italian unification in 1861. The new government showed up, raised taxes, demanded 7 years of military service, and basically said, grazie, for the revolution a peo. So Sicilians did what Sicilians do. They left, millions of them, to New York, to Buenos Aires, to Melbourne, more recently to Milan and Northern Europe. There are probably more people of Rosolini ancestry in Brooklyn than in Rosolini. The town has about 21,000 people. That number's slowly going down. Youth unemployment in Sicily has hit 57%. 57. If you're 22 and you can do anything at all, you're not staying here to grow carob trees. I found this tucked into a residential neighborhood, a World War II memorial, and it's something I've noticed all over Sicily. These memorials always do two things. They honor the dead, and then they celebrate the end of fascism. Always, both, on the same stone. And there's something about finding that memorial here, not in a park or a town square, but just in a neighborhood, between someone's house and someone else's balcony, like it's part of the furniture, like the grief just got absorbed into the walls along with everything else. This is the sanctuary of the Sacred Heart, and it's the reason Rosolini is also known as the City of the Sacred Heart. The whole thing traces back to one woman, Madre Carmela Acreide, who built up this place and its devotion starting in the late 1800s. She was a force. Before World War II, she was feeding the poor here, taking in orphan girls, running a nursery school. She turned a place of worship into a place of survival. She lived to 90 and saw the whole thing handed over to cloister nuns, who got special permission from the Vatican to keep the charitable work going alongside their contemplative life. There's a fading beauty to Rosolini that I find just as interesting as the polished perfection of the tourist towns nearby. The Baroque is crumbling, but it's there. Under the main street, there's a castle, well, the remains of one, built in 1485. And under that, there's a Byzantine underground church carved into the rock from the 5th century. 1500s of history, and somebody built an olive business on top of it. I mean, that's Sicily in one sentence. The whole place is like that, layers on layers. Bronze Age burial sites in the canyons outside town, Roman villas along the river, Byzantine cave churches, a feudal castle, Baroque churches rebuilt after the devastating earthquake of 1693, the same one that flattened Noto and half of southeastern Sicily. Everything destroyed, everything rebuilt, everything slowly falling apart again, but everything's still standing. So I came here looking for a geocache, a little plastic box with a logbook in it. Somebody else's idea of a hidden treasure. Didn't find it, but I found a town that nobody told me to visit, with a history that nobody's really telling, full of people that nobody's really listening to. And that honestly is better than any geocache.
And then Tuesday was Fat Tuesday, and I went into Palazzolo for that, but I wasn't feeling so great. So I got there early, and I got a lot of the pre-activities, and I stayed long enough for one of the floats.
Questa la dedichiamo a tutti voi. 1, 2, 3, applauso! Eccoli qua che arrivano i primi cavalli! Si vede, guarda, io mi sembra di essere allora uno chef d'eccezione, davvero, colui che regge questi. Neanche la musica è partita, ma vabbè. Abbastanza sobri però, effettivamente ancora siamo alle. No, però credimi, salvo, io adesso vanno direttamente che si seguirà per voi qui in un mondo che trappa. Sono arrivati qua, ecco.
As you know, Beth is still in Rhode Island with her mom. Her mom is doing so much better, but today they are getting up to 2 feet of snow, which is just crazy. So knowing that was coming, Beth, I went to one of her favorite beaches in Rhode Island and took a walk. She's trying to spend some more time at the beach, and I think that's really cool.
Hey, it's not Sunday, it's Thursday, but I'm out for a walk. Came down to the beach for a little bit. Heading into Newport. My sister, thankfully, beautifully, got me a massage. So I'm gonna go in and just totally relax and chill out today. But had to make a quick stop at my favorite beach.
And then we had a visitor, cat, and the poor thing looks like it's lost an eye recently, starving. And so I fed it for a few days, and it kind of disappeared. So I'm not sure what's going on with it, but I feel bad for the thing. It's obvious somebody just dumped it out here in the countryside, which is really sad. So I hope everything turns out okay for that cat. I'm not a big cat fan. I don't dislike them, but I hope everything turns out okay for that cat. Garden's doing great. Fava beans are popping, and we have broccoli rabe and celery and regular broccoli coming along. We have some onions. It's amazing to be able to have a winter garden and a summer garden. I mean, we're growing here in the winter what we used to grow in France in the summer. So I feel very fortunate to be able to grow things year-round because I absolutely love gardening. Chickens are doing great, getting 4 or 5 eggs a day, beautiful blue eggs, and they're delicious. Everybody I've given eggs to has said, man, those eggs are really good, and they are. I'm not sure if it's the breed, I'm not sure, well, maybe it's the love. I think it's the love.
What up, Penelope? You're such a good girl. I was talking to Mama today. She said she misses you. Yeah, you're a good girl. You're a good girl. Sweet girl. You're a sweet girl. Hmm?
And then a friend of mine from Oregon, who I knew for many years, he had a cafe and a construction business. I married an Italian woman, and they moved back to Milan. And he's been working there. I've seen him a few times, but he recently got a job in Syracuse. So he came down for his work, and we met for lunch. And it was really good to catch up with him. He's a good guy. Miss him. Miss his wife, Mariangela, the one with the hairy arms. But if she sees it, she's gonna kill me. I don't know. You know. Hopefully I can see them again soon. And the last thing this week is I pruned the vines. The weather's finally been good, and it was just nice to get out of here without a bunch of mud. And I cut all the vines down to 40 centimeters, and they should start, I think you call it bud break. I have to work on my wine vocabulary. We'll start in March sometime, and the arms will start forming, and I'm really looking forward to next steps in the vineyard. That's a wrap. Busy week, good week. Miss Beth still. She'll be back on the 10th, which will be nice. I'm sure she just can't wait to sit in the sun. Sorry, hon. This must be an awful storm. I love you. And love all you guys too. Thanks for watching. Have a great week. Ciao.